Let's talk first about wall preparation, okay? There's a very good chance that if you have a painted wall with latex paint, that surface is perfect to hang your mural. The only thing to be careful with is that it has to be a wall that's been painted for at least a couple of months. What we find, if you buy a can of latex, you'll see that it dries in 2 hours, but it cures in 21 days. But to really cure, it takes about 2 months. If you hang it over fresh latex paint, it's going to work. It's going to stick, no problem. The only thing is, when you're going to remove it, there's a good chance that the paint will come off with the mural. So you don't want that to happen. If you are in a hurry and you have a brand new wall and you need to wallpaper in the next 2 days, then what we recommend is an oil-based or alkyd-based primer. This way, you'll be sure that as soon as this surface is dry, you can hang over it, and when you remove it, it's going to come off dry in one piece, no problem. One thing to be careful with is that if you have a latex wall which is dark, and you have a mural which has clear areas or white areas, it may affect the look of the mural. So what you might want to do in that case is to use an oil-based primer, if you are in a hurry, and just put one coat of oil-based primer, white oil-based primer, in order to clear or to make your base wider, if you wish, so that it doesn't affect the look of the mural. If you want to hang over any other surfaces like glass, ceramic, melamine, all kinds of surfaces, go back to our website and you'll see I'm giving you a list of different surfaces and what you need to do to wallpaper over. Okay. In the case where you wallpapered over a fresh latex wall, okay, like something that was less than 2 months, and when you tried to pull on the strip, to remove it, if you see that there is resistance there, what you can do is you can use a damp cloth and just basically water the surface. You can also use a paint roller and just fill it with, just fill the paint roller with hot water, roll it over, wait 5 minutes, and then the strip should come off very easily without even tearing. One last thing before you start, just run your hand on the surface, and if you feel little spikes, make sure that you smooth them with a sandpaper, because murals don't like spikes. If there's a spike where you have a uniform, an area where there's not much texture on your mural, you're going to see it through. Just use a number 80, number 100. You don't have to sand for half an hour, just 5 minutes, just to very quickly remove those spikes. Now, as far as tools are concerned, very simple. You need a level, because you need to start level with your first strip. After that, it's easy. A tape measure, a smoother, sponge smoother, very important. Never use a plastic smoother because it tends to put too much pressure and the glue tends to go down. So if you can't find one of these tools that we find easily in North America, but you might not in France or Australia, then use a sponge. It does the same thing. You need a pencil, an X-Acto knife, which this will enable you to cut your wallpaper at the bottom and at the top. And you also need a metal guide when you cut it. It's important because when you cut with an X-Acto knife, you need to have a guide so that you make straight cuts. And clean cloth, and also a sandpaper. Okay, we're ready to start. Now, the way we're going to hang this mural is important because you probably have seen in our instructions that the seams are overlapped by a 1/4 inch. The last 1/4 inch of every strip is identical to the first 1/4 inch of the following strip. So if you walk in a room and you want to wallpaper the wall facing you, you can wallpaper from right to left, or from left to right, or from right to left. It won't make a difference. But if I'm going to wallpaper the left wall, I want to start from the right because it is farther, and I'll wallpaper from right to left. If I want to wallpaper the right wall, I'm going to start from left to right. This way the seams will not show, or will basically hardly be visible. Okay, we're ready to go now. So today we have to hang this mural, which is 4 meters 11 4.11 meters or 13 and a half feet. And the wall is larger than that. So what I had to do was what we want to do here is we want to center the mural, and I will end up with 20 inches or 50 centimeter roughly on each side that will not be done. Okay. So the first thing you're going to find is a full set of instructions, but also a small picture of the mural which actually shows you where the strips are actually cut. This can be very useful if you have a mural that is larger than your wall. You can actually play with the left side or the right side and decide where you're going to cut to get the best visual effect. And it's also the case when you have a mural that's, let's say, 8 feet and you only have a 7 feet high mural. You can decide if you're better to cut the bottom or cut the top. And this is the actual mural, and you're going to see that all the panels are numbered, which makes it very difficult to miss. Okay, so we made our mark here to make sure that our mural will be centered, and what I need to do now is just draw a line with a pencil, and I just draw a light line basically because I'm going to use it as a guide when I install my first strip. Of course, if you have a long level, it works faster, and if you have no level at all, you can use the good old method of a piece of string with a weight at the bottom and follow the line. Right. So we are ready with the first strip. If I look, so the way we're going to hang this mural, starting this way, if I look at my little picture here, I know that I have to use a strip number 9 to start with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, the first thing I have to do is to measure the height of the wall to cover, and I notice that my strip is actually 8 inches larger or higher than my surface. So I have to cut 4 inches at the top and 4 inches at the bottom in this case, because I don't want to lose any of my important story on the mural. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it upside down, which means the print inside and the paste outside, and I'm going to roll it starting from the bottom. I'm going to roll it loose so that it helps the water to penetrate. And it will also allow me, when I put the strip in the water, that the top will come up first. And this way I can install it directly to the wall. Now, one important thing, when I say that I have to cut 4 inches at the top and at the bottom, I'm not going to do this in advance. I will do this only when I'm on the wall. Now I have to soak the strip for 15 seconds in lukewarm water, not hot, not cold, very important. And I have to hold the strip down because sometimes if I wet it, it tends to expand too quick. So I just hold it down, and when I'm ready to go, I just pull on it. As you can see, I hung my strip and I followed the line that I did with my level here. And I have about 4 inches or 8 centimeter at the top, 4 inches, 8 centimeter at the bottom. It didn't have to be exact, but what I made sure is that I didn't want to lose any of the story of this mural. So the 4 inches at the top and the 4 inches at the bottom here are really not significant. So I'm now ready to cut them. So I do most of the work with my hands, but at the end, I take the sponge smoother and again from the center to the edges, I remove the air bubbles. Now I'm only concerned about the big air bubbles because the small ones will disappear when they dry. It's going to take about 2 to 3 hours. You really don't have to worry about it.